Good morning once again. Today this video is going to be my sixth video on the chapter relation functions. In the last video already you have discussed about function in detail. Also we have learned at the same time how to find the domain, codomain and range for a function with suitable example. I hope all of you have understood properly. Correct? Now today in this video we are going to learn a new topic, namely as types of functions. That means we shall be discussing about types of functions. In our syllabus total we shall have two types of functions. The first one is injective or one-to-one. The another name of injective is one-to-one. And the another one is surjective or on-to. The another name of surjective is on-to. Now let us discuss every types one by one with suitable example. First let us come to injective or one-to-one. When a function will be called injective or one-to-one, let us understand it through the definition. Suppose we are taking the two sets, A set and B set, and also we are taking a function f which is going from A set to B set. Correct? Now the question comes, when this function f will be called injective or one-to-one. Now look at the definition here. A function f from the set A to B is called one-to-one or injective if distinct premises in A are having distinct images in B. And we know what is the meaning of preimage and what is the meaning of image. All x are called preimages which are available in the domain set A. Similarly, all the fx are called images, always which are available in B set. Correct? Now let us understand what is the meaning of injective or one-to-one through the diagram. Already we have taken the two sets A and B and let the function f is going from A to B. Correct? Suppose we are taking two distinct preimages x1, x2 in A. So normally we can say x1 will map to fx1 and x2 will map to fx2 in B. Now look at the definition. What is told here? If distinct preimages in A are having distinct images in B, then f will be called injective. That means if by somehow we can prove x1 not equal to x2 in A, implying that fx1 not equal to fx2 in B, then f will be injective or one-to-one. Otherwise not. One-to-one means एक के लिए एक, x1 fx1 में मैप कर रहा है, x2 fx2 में मैप कर रहा है, and here x1 and x2 both are unequal. Also they have to be unequal. If it is happening, f will be injective. Otherwise not. Otherwise means, suppose as usual we are taking x1 not equal to x2 in A, they are unequal. If by chance if we get fx1 equal to fx2, they are same in B, then f will not be called injective. That is the meaning of otherwise. Understood? In total we can say, if somehow we can check x1 not equal to x2 in A, implying that simply fx1 not equal to fx2 also in B, then f will be injective or one-to-one. But it was the simple definition. But how to check theoretically? Suppose a function will be given to you, then how to check whether it is injective or not? That's why we need to know about the methods. There are two methods to check whether it is injective or not. We shall have two methods to check whether it is injective or not. The first one is method 1 and method 2. Now let us discuss every methods one by one. Now look at the method 1. Method 1 simply says, if a function f simply follows the definition, then it will be injective. That means if somehow we can check x1 not equal to x2 in A, implying that fx1 not equal to fx2 also in B, then f will be called injective. It is simply definitions that we have learned right now. That means if somehow we can check distinct premises in A are having distinct images in B, then it will be called injective. Otherwise not. Otherwise means already have discussed. Suppose as usual we are taking x1 not equal to x2 in A, but by chance if you get they are same, we are getting same images in B, then we can say in this case it will not be injective. That is the meaning of otherwise. It is simply following the definition. It is the method 1. Now let us come to method 2. Method 2 means it is called contrapositive method. Contrapositive method means here we shall be checking injectivity in the reverse way. How? In this method, if somehow we can prove fx1 equal to fx2 in B, simply implying also x1 equal to x2 in A, then f will be injective, otherwise not. That means I am trying to say if same images in B are having also same premises in A, then you can say f will be injective, otherwise not. Otherwise means here suppose we are taking same images here in B, but if by chance we get x1 equal to x not equal to x2 in A, then f will not be injective. That is the meaning of otherwise here. Once again, what is the meaning of otherwise here? Suppose we are taking here fx1 equal to fx2 as usual in B. If by any chance we get x1 not equal to x2 in A, in this case f will not be injective. That is the meaning of otherwise here. So please keep in mind what is the meaning of method 1 and method 2. Understood? Now the question comes to check the injectivity. What method should you use? I am suggesting you to use the method 2 because method 2 is very reliable to compare 1 to check the injectivity for a function. Understood or not? It is clearly seen that method 2 is very successful compared to method 1. How to use the method 1 or how to use the method 2, it will be clearly understood if we take 1 or 2 examples. If you work out 1 or 2 examples, I hope it will be clearly understood. So let us work out 1 or 2 examples here. Now look at the example number 1. What is told here? Here a function is given in this way. F such that n to n defined by f is equal to x square for all x belongs to n. Now we have to check whether it is injective or not. What is in here? The set of all natural numbers. That means here the domain is natural numbers, also codomain is natural number. And obviously here we know as usual for all x belongs to n means all the x will be coming from domain natural number. Domain natural number. Now we have to check whether f is injective or not. Now let us check. Suppose it is set A, n set, domain n, it is the codomain n. Suppose we are taking x1 equal to 2 and x2 equal to 3 where belongs to domain n. Let us take two distinct elements 2 and 3 where in the domain n 2 and 3. So it is x1, it is x2. Now what is told here? F is equal to x square. Acha, now look at here first. Here I have taken x1 equal to 2, x2 equal to 3. 2 and 3 are not equal, so you can say since 2 and 3 not equal, so obviously you can say x1 not equal to x2. It is clear. Now look at the definition of the function. How it is defined? F is equal to x square. Since f is equal to x square, so you can say fx1 will be, that means f of 2 will be 2 square equal to 4. Can I say or not? Similarly, fx2 will be, x2 means 3. 3 square equal to 9. So simply we can say 2 maps to what? 4. 2 maps to 4 and 3 maps to 9. So clearly it is seen that here fx1 not equal to fx2 because fx1 was 4 and fx2 equal to 9. So clearly they are not equal. So here firstly I have taken x1 not equal to x2 in domain n, and finally you have checked that also their images are not same in codomain n. You have to write domain n, codomain n, because eventually they are same here. So here what is happening? So we can say x1 not equal to x2 in domain n. What implying here? fx1 not equal to fx2 in domain n, codomain n, because here we have taken x1 equal to 2 and x2 equal 3. They are not equal. So they are not equal in domain n. Also we are getting unequal images in codomain n. So by method 1 we can say f is injective. Injective means 1 to 1. एक के लिए एक, 2 goes to 4 and 3 goes to 9. That is called injective or 1 to 1. So in this example, f is injective because it is simply following the method 1. It is simply following the definition of the injectivity. Correct? Now look at the example number 2. So what is given here? F such that z to z defined by fs equal to x square for all x belongs to z. Check whether it is injective or not. It is almost same with the previous examples. The only difference was that in the previous example it was n and n. That means it was domain was natural number set, also codomain was natural number set. But here instead of natural number, here integer set is given. Here the domain is integer set, also codomain is integer set. But it is defined in the same way. Now in this case we have to check whether it is injective or not. Understood? Now let us proceed in the same way. Suppose here we are taking x1 equal to 1 and x2 equal to minus 1. Let us take two distinct elements 1 and minus 1. Where? In the dome Z. Correct? Now it is clearly seen that 1 and minus 1 are not equal. So you can claim x1 not equal to x2 since 1 and minus 1 are not equal. So you have chosen x1 x2 both in domain Z which are not equal. Correct? Now let us find the value of function's value. Now find the value of fx1 means f of 1. 1 square by the definition here 1, and find the value of fx2 means f of minus 1. It will be also 1 because minus 1 whole square equal to 1. So you can say here 1 maps to 1 and minus f of minus 1 also minus 1 maps to 1. So here we have chosen two distinct images 1 and minus 1, but eventually they are giving same images. They are giving same images because here fx1 equal to fx2 both are 1. So ultimately we can say, so we have chosen distinct images in domain Z. Although we have chosen distinct images in domain Z, but eventually we are getting same images. So in codom Z, although we have chosen two distinct images in domain Z 1 and minus 1, but eventually we are getting same images 1 in codom Z. Simply it is violating the method 1. That's why we can say f is not injective in this case. Understood or not? Eventually we are getting same images in codomain Z, although we have chosen different images in domain Z. Simply it is violating the method 1. That's why it is not injective. Understood or not? Today I stop here. In the next video we shall be coming with the next topic, surjective, with suitable examples similarly. Please keep on watching my videos and please be safe, be healthy for these days, and obviously stay at home. Thank you very much.